What's on the slate today?
These are the limitation about Don Abel. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So
That was really good.
thank
Wow.
you. So this is Don Abel part 2. You're here for episode 4, which is part 1. This is the thick chunk of meat we have left over here in part 2. Stop looking at me like that. You're looking at me like I'm weird.
He's not even looking at you.
Oh.
He's looking at the door.
There's no door there.
Over there, bro.
He's
Look at the
looking over
closet.
here.
I knew there was a door there. So this is the important part in Don Abel Part 2, Episode 5. What we're going to be talking about is something, I guess we'll lead off because we ended with Episode 4 talking about, like, we wanted to bring up a little bit more of Mexico in Episode 5. So we could lead off with, that. And then we're going to go on to talk about what we all did on set. Like, each of us had different, job titles and stuff, and we'll talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll talk about the schedule in Episode 5 and how it was strained, the post, showcase, festivals, all that mumbo jumbo like that. So let's start. Is there anything specific you wanted to talk about, Victor, with Mexico, like leftover?
Yeah. So what was left over, not a lot left, is when we were looking at locations, Miguel, remember, he wanted one centralized. I said, bro, we got the whole town. Let's shoot on the mountain, because I had a vision on the mountain running up there, and Miguel put it all together. Because I just spitball shit, and Miguel makes it happen. My thoughts weren't cohesive. Miguel made them cohesive. But it's cool. We had the church with a big one, bro. This is an ancient 200-year-old church, maybe 180. I don't know. Old church, brick and mortar. And then
Remember when we tried opening the door and we're like, how come we can't go in? And
we opened it wrong.
yeah.
The whole time.
We're
We're
like,
shit.
So they never lock the church. People go to bed with their doors unlocked in that town. That's how safe it is.
Yeah.
And and that was the big one. We had a couple different locations, looked at the stuff, mountain, rain. And then the last couple of days, we think we had a day extra to just chill and relax and enjoy Mexico. So we took a walk around town, bought some products. Nathan bought a lot of good things. And that is a fun time.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when we go on film, I know there's not a lot of downtime on other sets. We had a day or two.
Yeah.
We had a day or two to enjoy
We had
the
a whole
scenery.
party.
Yeah, we were able to put
there
our
was a
hand in the
party.
cookie jar.
That was there was, like, I'm telling you, like, we had one solid day. We were filming from morning to, like, 6 p.m. maybe.
Yeah.
And then even after that, we still went out. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
was it the Choco Milk time?
Yeah.
That was
That was
like
a Choco Milk day. And I drink, like I said, a liter
July
of chocolate.
10th.
Yep. And it was so, I'm telling you, like, I don't think the schedule was that crazy for Mexico. Like, we got to enjoy Mexico and embrace the culture. Like, we would go on walks. We would go to, like, in the truck, they would just take us to random spots in the town to try, like the ice cream shop. We went to the hat store. We went to the boot store. Like, you explored. We got to explore the churro guy, the little grocery store we went to. Oh, my God. Like, that's what I mean. I keep saying these things because there's so many things that we did. Like,
And the big one we're missing that's going to help the audience more is the production, the producer aspect that Miguel handled a lot. Miguel called the churro guy way ahead of time.
Yep.
All the
Miguel did
extras
all that.
ahead of time.
Yeah.
Tickets ahead of time. Our uncle. So one of the things it's not just get off the plane and take a little cab, 5 minutes, bro.
Nope.
Like, it was an hour 45.
Almost
Probably two. Well, two because we had to move slower. We're in the Suburban, so you got to make sure that the vehicle picking you up and help. We have our uncle. It has to be able to fit all the luggage. We were to the brim.
Yeah.
If we had one more
Did
guy,
Tetris for sure.
if we had
Yeah.
one more guy, we wouldn't have made it. So making sure that everything can fit.
No.
So the one thing it is in guerrilla filmmaking and indie filmmaking is Miguel couldn't just direct. He had to produce, had to be the casting guy. And it's so much, and that we've all done it on our projects, bells and whistles that you have to do. And so look ahead. I know a lot of people are artsy, very, very art heavy. You need to become functional. And a lot of common sense stuff, as dumb as that sounds, but bro, I need to start calling people. Hey, make sure this is organized at this time. I wouldn't say common sense, I'd say organizational skills.
Yeah.
And Miguel had to do time, days, and then pivoting. One day we lost an actor, or there was some graduation performance they had one day. We had to flip days, and it wasn't ideal. We wanted to hit the biggest day first, but we had to flip that to the last day. So in terms of the other intangibles and skills, it needs to be a lot of people skilled, and I think Miguel did a great job on that, and I think that's the best way to do it on any kind of indie film. That
Right.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think we hit Mexico pretty good. I don't know if you guys are missing anything.
I mean, all we could really segue to is like what we did now, I guess, or is there something that you want to say in Mexico? Because like, I mean, there's stuff I want to talk about in Mexico, like what we did, because that still translates to what we did in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, then go for it,
So
bro.
is there something more Mexico, Miguel, or are we just gonna segue to the what we did?
No, I think we're good. I
Okay.
think we
Yeah.
covered
What we did
all
is
that.
everything.
But yeah,
Okay,
it'd be nice
Yeah.
to talk about
So-
like the specific things you guys did.
Yeah, like so in
And
Mexico.
thank you, Victor.
Of course.
You're welcome, Victor. In Mexico, so I was audio because we didn't have an audio person, and I know audio. Like, I don't like doing audio that much, but I learned it because at the company I work at, like we have documentaries, so I would always be the audio person. I don't mind. I just don't like doing it because it's pretty boring. But basically, like, yeah, I was mixing for us in Mexico, and there was a mic problem. Like the mic just didn't like us. Just something with a wire, and so we had to work with that, and I did some of like when we had to do lens swaps. I helped do lens swaps. Like
Yeah.
I was doing a couple of things. Like I was like audio,
clutch.
but like other things that needed help, I would do that. If there's someone with the camera, I would try to fix it.
Mhm.
Learn all the audio, obviously I fix it. And then lens swaps. It was lens and mount swaps because we had one point where we had to switch to an E mount, and the Z cam is not an E mount; it's an EF mount. So we have an E cam E mount adapter, so we have to switch them out, and that's really fragile because that exposes the sensor. And if we have one camera, so if the sensor is broken, it's gonna be Steven Spielberg with Jaws. The shark's broken, but the camera's broken. So, stuff like that. And then when we went to the U.S. stuff, I'm an AD and an actor. And a producer, executive producer as well. So there's a lot of moving parts, like schedule, like making sure the lunch was scheduled, and then Emily was helping with others. Like literally, like everyone was wearing multiple hats. So in Mexico, that was what I did, but it still translated to the U.S. stuff because audio I didn't have to touch though, but everything else I did. So being the AD, executive producer, and helping anywhere else, like because the camera stuff, if Josh or Joe needed help with it, I'd go step in. But yeah, I mean that's what I did in Mexico and U.S. Those are the two.
Oh yeah, pretty boring. Just straightforward. I was just the camera up in both locations.
You're lucky.
No, yeah. Well, was I? No.
Yeah,
No.
your camera up.
Yeah.
Yeah, A cam. I mean, so it's literally A cam up.
Yeah, and then B and C cam were like Joe and Steven a little bit.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean,
No, yeah.
Or Luke, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Luke. Yeah.
And focus
Luke.
pullers. There was focus
Luke.
pullers, but not in
Orlando.
Mexico.
That's true.
Orlando.
In
Yeah.
Mexico, I did some of the focus pulling in Mexico to help
with
you.
That. Yeah.
And then
yeah.
I think Miguel did some of them too.
Oh, yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's me and Miguel. We did focus pulling the part where we go to the hill. I focus pulled that whole section. I was like, oh my god, this is so because it was tough to like. It was just tough.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But we did it. So
yeah. I give so much credit for ACs because
you guys,
I forgot which actor said it, but it's like the actor said like, "Oh, us actors are so gifted because we could just roll with whatever take, and if the director likes it, they like it. But the ACs have to like worry about like that take.
yeah, no,
'cause they're,
seriously, because they can't mess up.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
AC is a assistant camera or what was
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
the first
camera.
AC, like they're pulling focus,
Yeah, they're pulling
and second
focus.
AC would be someone like that's
Yeah.
probably like loading the camera if depending on the budget or
right.
slating.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah. I forgot which actor said that, but I'm just like, yeah, thank you for that actor
No.
who
Yeah.
gave credits to like the crew,
but Ronald, like he basically did camera for the whole Mexico shoot. So like, I mean, that was very important, and like in US, obviously he had more support.
Mhm.
But you also had like, you also had all this cool gear that you had.
Oh, the shoulder rig.
The shoulder rigs
Shoulder
and
rig,
stuff.
yeah.
The shoulder rig was cool.
Was that
Yeah,
something
yeah.
that you got on your own, or was it?
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
That was
I love
from
that
me.
shoulder rig.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love the shoulder rig too. Yeah. Because after using yours,
That is a
just
pro
like,
rig.
Oh
yeah,
no,
use-
very
mine
pro.
is terrible. Like
Use another shoulder
it's like a mixture of like cheap parts from Amazon. So I want to buy like the small rig came out with a shoulder rig. And it's really
Oh, yeah,
nice.
yeah,
But I don't
that's
need it
cool.
because I have you.
Exactly. Just use mine,
There's no
please.
point to buy one.
Yeah, exactly.
So, we all share each other's gear, like all of us do.
Yeah.
But
We had the shoulder rig, then obviously the tripod and the gimbal as well. Do we have the gimbal?
no, we didn't bring it.
No, we didn't
No.
actually.
There's no. It's too big.
Yeah.
There's no point to bring
yeah.
it.
Yeah. Too heavy too. Yeah.
But that was it for Ronnie. And then Miguel, obviously director, producer. Victor talked about it. And then anything else like you want to add on to it?
Storyboarder.
Oh yeah, I mean yeah,
Writer.
story.
Yeah.
I will say, it was really cool just being able to see how you guys operate gear because I'm not familiar with that at all. And so that's why, I'm always just curious to ask about like, hey, like, what does this do? Like, how
Right.
does this work?
Right.
But like, obviously like Ronnie, like has the, like takes on like the important task of like making sure that the shots look good
Mm-hmm.
and that the settings on like the camera are good, because any of those things that go wrong, especially with given whatever environment we're in,
Right.
if that doesn't look good, it just messes everything up.
For sure.
Well, and also too, like we since Josh wasn't able to go with us, or Joe, you guys had to be able to like do the lighting as well.
Yeah, Elijah was in charge of the light bulb because he had the app.
Yeah.
So like
Mhm.
in the scenes in Don Abel, like it's obviously not public, but there's scenes where like in the beginning where the lights are flickering. Literally,
That's right.
Elijah.
Yeah.
It's a preset
It's
to
a
make it look
preset,
like
yeah.
it's flickering.
So
Was it a preset or
no, it
did
was
just do that?
actually it was something with I don't know if it's like Mexico's power. Like I don't know if it's different than the
Right.
U.S.
Oh, yeah.
So
It
it
was-
wasn't
It was like intentionally like
flickering.
messing up. Yeah.
It looks cool.
They cycle a
Look
little
cool, yeah.
more.
We made it work.
That
Yeah.
electricity cycles a little
Yeah.
differently
Yeah,
than
yeah.
here in the U.S.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's that was it. I mean like I said, everyone's wearing like multiple hats. It's not just like one hat they're wearing, you know.
Yeah.
And then obviously Victor's the actor, but he was also like
I was a driver, a designated driver,
he drove
cargo.
everywhere.
Yeah.
In Mexico,
in Mexico, and that was
I
really
was
cool.
a caterer on the
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knew a lot of the
Navigator.
food people. Like he knew like the places to go get this, and like he coordinator. I would say, in a way, he's a production coordinator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because he's
Yeah.
he's coordinating all these like important things, production manager, UPM, like whatever. But yeah, that's what he was doing. So I mean, like, yeah, I'm telling you,
What happened?
he's like disassociating for a
Oh,
second.
Victor was tweaking out.
You guys see on the camera, he's like
Yeah.
this. He's like,
No, he was doing something else. You'll
oh,
see.
okay, we'll see it. We'll see it later.
But I think that covers all of it. I
In
mean,
Mexico, yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
fly
yeah.
back, bro. I want to fly back to
Okay.
America right
So
now.
now-
all right.
All right, now
John
we're
Wayne.
in John Wayne. We're back in the U.S. I think we had a 1 week break
Yes.
until the following weekend.
Mhm.
So there
Yeah.
was a ton of prep. I know that went into it, Miguel.
Oh yeah.
I know.
absolutely.
I remember when you gave me the shot list, I shit myself.
Yeah.
I literally was like, Miguel, this is
apologize.
impossible. Like, there's no way. And he's like, it's okay, we're gonna do it. I was like,
Yeah.
I showed my cousin Joe. He's a DP. He's like, this is impossible. And then Josh as well. And he's like, no, there's no way.
Yeah.
And Miguel's like, it's okay, we're just gonna do it. I was like,
Yeah. No, and I understand. now.
Help.
I understand.
help! He's trying to kill me.
And how many days was she?
2 days.
Yeah, two
So
days.
so 2
yeah.
days we had to shoot at this house
Yeah.
in Buena Park, and first day was 160 shots, right, Miguel? 160 or 180,
Yeah, it was-
and then
it
the
was
second
bad.
day was 200.
Worse.
Like 210.
Gosh, I didn't realize how much it over.
Yeah, it was bad.
There's no
So many.
logic.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
logistically,
So many.
coming from like an actual like a big budget movie set, we shoot like I don't know, like maybe 20 shot. Like it's like 3 scenes, 4 or 5 scenes. I would say average 3 to like 10 scenes, if depending on what they are, and
Yeah.
they're not including inserts, and like. You know, you'll have like maybe 20 shots, 30 shots, or like less. I can't even remember
Yeah.
per day. And Miguel's like 160 shots. So
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's obscene.
But
I
a
was
lot,
like, who do you
I've
think we
seen-
are?
But remember, some of those early weren't being lit at all. Where it was overcast, we were outside. So I do respect the aggressiveness and advantageousness of Miguel. We could have done a little less, but it wasn't humanly possible. If we don't have a couple of those hiccups, first day we were fine. We were just like an hour and a half behind,
Yeah.
and we were on time for a little
It
bit.
was second day.
Second
that we're
day.
behind.
And
Yeah, I cringe at all that stuff just because.
but it wasn't
it's
impossible.
Not, it's not. It's nothing
We
to
got it
cringe
done.
at.
I will say there needs to be a good middle ground. One was to say, okay, we can try to get all these shots, but I will say I take full accountability for that because I should have done a better job at being able to be more flexible with how to compose the shots, or even even just being bold and say like, okay, how can I actually adjust the script? Because really, what the reason why it was 2 days was because the person that we were, the person's house that we were filming at, they're an older couple, and so there's like, I don't know, I guess this pressure to like make sure that we don't take advantage
Overstep, right?
overstep
Yeah.
because they're older, and then also Ginny, who shout out to her, she was gracious enough to like lend us the house. Her husband is dealing with health problems, and so she has so much to deal with on her plate. On top of that, she had vertigo that week, and so she wasn't in the best mood.
The worst
And
time.
so I had to deal with like her being like, wait a second, you didn't say that there are all these people. And so like it was already kind of off to like a rough start.
Right.
And so then I guess it was that pressure of like, we have to make sure we finish as fast as we can. Right. But
Mhm.
I think the biggest thing was just time, but being able to say, okay, how can I try to really lessen the workload? Because I think at the time I just didn't even think how bad it was going to get.
Mhm.
And it's okay
call
'cause
that,
it's
call
learning.
that naivete or whatever. I looking back on it, I'm like Cooper at the end of Snow, like, no, don't. I'm literally Cooper towards the end. It's like, no, don't let me do like 200 shots on Sunday. But I will say on Saturday we got everything, but it was a lot of work because we started at like 7 a.m.
Yeah.
And I even told people, guys, it's gonna be a lot. So like for me, it's like I need to have that self-awareness to say, guys, I know it's a lot, but like I guess I had that hope of like, let's do it. Saturday was fine. Sunday was where like shit really hit the fan for me, and I'll just be extremely honest and candid, where like it started off well, but then again, it's just like it's so keep in mind this house that we're filming in was built in 1968. Yes.
Zero insulation.
No,
it's a beautiful house.
So a beautiful house, yes, exactly, beautiful house. But the only problem is that when you have so many crew,
30
body heat will just make
just like in this room.
It's like a Disneyland where all of a sudden it's either hotter or colder
and
compared to the rest of Anaheim. But like there, it's like it's no installation. It's 20 people in there.
There's gear,
crew,
lights,
all the lights,
and the everything is displayed. It's spreading the heat because the lights are really like I think
That's
they're
true.
like six. There's a 600 up.
Yeah.
These lights they're hot.
They're very warm.
They're very warm.
Now in retrospect, I look on that memory very fondly. In the moment, it was just so bad for me personally because I was like this is all my fault. Like I am the reason why like all this is going crazy because there's all these shots. But I think in the moment I'm like I don't know what else I can really cut. But looking back on it, there are many things I could have done. Like I could have even decided, listen, maybe we could combine the Cuisi and Rosalba stuff together and find a way to consolidate that, right? But then I think the biggest issue or what made it difficult is that then I had to transcribe that in Spanish. Whereas if it was in English, I think that was the biggest thing that happened too was certain people, and again, even on short notice, had to memorize lines in Spanish. So that made it an extra challenge thing. So there's a lot of things that made it challenging. But at the same time, I will say like putting all that pressure, not just on myself, but on the crew was something that like I felt just horrible about in the moment. Cause I'm like, oh man, I'm making like everyone's experience terrible. Again, it's just one of those things where like I imagine these things, but in retrospect, everyone's just like, whatever, like we're just doing it.
Yeah.
And I'm apologizing, but in the moment, like now I know to just kind of stick with it and be like, all right, fuck it. Like this is the situation we're in. We just got to go for it. And on Sunday, it reached to a point where like, obviously tensions were boiling in the sense where it's like, obviously Ginny wanted us to leave, because it was too much and I had to deal with that. So I'm like, just hold out. Just one more hour.
Yeah.
And then, go ahead.
No, yeah. I mean, that was it. I mean, it's the second day. I towards the end because I was the AD and I'm like, dude, we don't have time. Like, couldn't do it. Like he was like, do you have time for more shot? I was like, no. There's no one more time for another shot.
Yeah.
No,
So because we were on Sunday or Saturday we were behind like 30 minutes to an hour at every time, like every scene or whatever.
Yeah.
But it got close to we were behind 2 hours on Sunday because there was so many hiccups. There was like
absolutely
there was the stunts. There was like, did we get this? The focus was off. There was like so many things kept piling up and pulling us behind.
The sword as well.
The sword.
Yeah.
The sword wasn't
absolutely.
working. Like there's a lot of
the sword and the knife.
And the knife.
a lot of hiccups there.
A lot of hiccups.
So well, how do you fix it? So I mean, you just go roll the punches. And I tell Miguel, we don't got time to do the back and forth with Rosa Alba, and like he wanted multiple.
Yeah. So in the in the boards, like I had, because again, like for me, again, now understanding a lot of the just logistical stuff, I was very much like, I want to make sure that like I can get these story points across. The final scene with these two characters, I boarded in a way where like the flow of it has symbolism to it. But then it got to a point where I was just getting exhausted, and like I even come up to crew, I'm like, guys, I don't know how to do this. And then thank God for the crew and thank God for you guys' graciousness, because I feel like in any other crew they've been like, you're a fucking hack, you suck, But you guys are like, okay, listen, take a step back, and then Joe, and then all of you guys are like, okay, let's just fucking shoot, let's just get this shit done, like let's just
Basic
shoot
coverage.
it.
Yeah.
At that point, I'm like, fuck my boards, like let's just go and just let's just go and get it done.
Well, everyone's trying to say, remember they're going 2 cam. I said, bro, let's go back to our bread and butter, go 1 cam, do 7-8 shots, all the lines back and forth, and then we just switch sides. And that's what we ended up going to, because we discussed about it. And then they're like, oh, do 2 cam. And I said myself, I don't know the lines back to back well and fluid enough at the heat of that day.
I think that was it too, where it's like the lines.
I can do
definitely
3
held us
right now.
back
Let me
a
get
bit.
these 3-4 lines in. Let her get her 3-4 in. All right, let's look at it real quick and go to the next couple lines.
Yeah.
And I think when it shit hit the fan, we put our batteries in and we just said we're gonna get it done, and we finally. That's what happened. You know, we were battle tested,
Right.
and then when we get to the following
sure.
shoot later, we won't go that, but it was so much easier when we did what's it called?
This is my
48
purpose.
hours. Yeah.
48 hours Candy
Stalker.
and Stalker was not Stalker.
Dancing Lady.
Dancing Lady.
Oh, Dancing
Candy,
Lady, yeah.
in terms of crew, ease, flow, when you go through 200 shots in one day, that means you're battle tested, battle born, weathered
Yeah.
for these short
Well,
shoots.
that's a way of doing it. I guess.
It's true. Like you get thrown into the ringer
Yeah.
and you just freaking attack it. And your next films that are like 2 minutes or 5 minutes, you're like, okay.
and
This is
remember, yeah, and then you remember next week. That's another episode. But what I was gonna say is that a lot of things that helped us. But remember, we set out the ground rules. Remember, we covered it on the other podcast. Should I touch it up real quick? That helped us. So when we did the ground rules, we're trying to get more advanced. We're not trying to be, student filmy or indie. So we
But you went over that already.
I know in another episode, people that only are watching this episode don't know.
Oh, okay.
Why
But
would they
real-
watch this one?
Real quick,
Not for
This is
part
part
one.
two.
so we came up with these commandments, right? These rules, 10 rules to hold everyone accountable and to make everyone better. First one with effort above all else, because if you don't have skill or talent or knowledge, effort will take you a long way. Be on time and prepared. Stay positive, professional, silent when filming. Know your role and own it. No one's coming in and bugging other departments. Ask if you don't know. Respect the process. Follow the chain of command. Be proactive, not passive. If you see something fall or break and it's your role, just start doing it. You know it's coming. And then character is key. I'm a big character guy. We should probably move that up the list a little bit, because if your character is poor, you're going to perform poor, and the energy radiates. If you have someone that's high octane, high energy on set, people are all pulling the chain in the same direction, you'll be better. And I think everyone here has a great mentality, from Ronnie, Nate, Miguel, and the crew. If everyone's trying to push to that goal hard and they're not being negative, you're going to go a long way. And I think that's the reason, laying out the ground rules with Miguel and the team. And Miguel did a great job on team meetings every morning. That's another thing we haven't covered. From prep to crafties, getting into the beginning of the day, he said, yeah, we got there at 7, but we spoke to everyone for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
What we want, how do
Yeah.
we do it, how we're going to do it, the shots. Miguel let them all know we're going this, and this. So no one's in the blind, because sometimes you have a random PA that has to do something. They all know what's going on.
Right.
I think. Oh, the other role thing. I was in charge of crafties with me. Nate, we did crafties
Yeah,
with Emily.
we went to Costco and with Emily, and we bought like all the snacks. And someone had a peanut allergy, so we had to make sure we got no like nuts at all. So yeah, no, I mean it's like we were really careful with Crafty, and we got a lot of good stuff. Like we had a Gatorade jug, 5-gallon jug.
That was a
for,
big
Yeah,
idea.
that's right.
For-
Yeah.
for,
that came in
Ice cold.
clutch.
Oh,
it was
cold.
really cold.
Yeah.
It was
Cold.
really because it was hot.
It was hot.
Shooting in July, so
Yeah.
it was nice.
That was a big hit with the crew.
It was.
blue Gatorade, cool blue, ice
And
cold,
to
and a
both
5-gallon
days-
jug
Both
full
days
of ice.
had
Full of
had a lot of water. Had really good snacks. Even like it wasn't just like junk. It was like there was fruits. You know.
Hey, but touch upon that. There was also a lot of cups for even just water in cup, because it limits the bottle waste.
Yes.
So with the Gatorade, they
Yes.
drink their cup, done, paper cup in the trash. We saved so much on
Plastic.
Gatorade. And even Gatorade, a case is how much? $30, right? We're on a budget.
Mm-hmm.
We'll say 20 for 20 or whatever. And if you're gonna feed 20 people, let's just say they go through 4 Gatorades in 2 days. You never know, bro. That's $200
Yep.
as opposed to a bag of powder.
How much
Dump
is
it
it?
in a cooler.
Like what? $15 for a bag.
Probably 15.
And it's used for 2 days because half, right? It's half, or is it one? That
No,
goes
we did
in?
a full jug. We did 2 full jugs. No, more, because we refilled it.
No, but the powder. How much did you put? You use?
Oh, we did so a bag is probably like maybe like 4 pounds, 5 pounds, and that's for 5 gallons worth.
Oh, okay.
It's built. It's a Gatorade jug, and it's built for the powder. But we got something better than Gatorade coming down the pipeline.
Yeah.
Can't talk about it right now, but we
No.
got something a lot better than Gatorade, and you guys are gonna be ready, and it's gonna take filmmakers
Wow.
to the next level. Be ready to be inspired, be ready to be energized, and be ready to be a better filmmaker with
Yeah,
this product.
and I guess with that, what would be a takeaway from day 2 from each of us? Like what we learned, what we, I guess anything. Like what's something that I guess you could go, yeah, just take away. I was trying to think of something else, but that's good. Just take away.
I want to hear Ron first.
I think the biggest takeaway is I feel like that day kind of made me realize how much I love being the camera op for you guys.
Oh.
Just because like everything, I don't know, everything, it just felt so high octane, you know. I just love the whole action scenes that you directed, and then obviously with Vic just choreographed like most of it, so it was just insane. I don't know, I feel like that whole day itself, you kind of got everything in terms of like, you got like the comedy, the action, and the emotion side of it, you know. So one thing I haven't really mentioned, but obviously just working with you guys, I feel like it's just like a huge motivator every single time we put together a project. So like just thinking about that day, looking back on the final product of that day, it's just like, oh yeah, we did that together, you know. So oh yeah, so just thinking about that day, it's just like, oh yeah, I'm super grateful that you guys keep me around, you know, because like I feel like not every day, but like I feel like every project, it's like, oh yeah, they could easily replace me with somebody else.
You're indispensable.
Stop talking negative. Stop talking negative.
You are absolutely indispensable, but also you have humility, which is honestly such a great
As long
quality.
as you don't become a drug addict, you'll be with us.
Okay.
Caffeine addict, does that count? No, okay,
It's
cool.
a drug.
All right.
No seas drogadicto.
How about you, Miguel?
Miguel.
Yeah.
Anything else, Ron, or is Miguel?
No, that was it. Yeah.
That's great. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Miguel.
Yeah. For me, for sure, one big takeaway. I think it's really being able to be
200 shots in one day.
that, absolutely. Yeah. I think one big takeaway is just really just being better with like the scheduling stuff of things, but also too just being able to like really roll with the punches in the sense that if there are things that I need to consolidate, I need to consolidate. Like at that point, I have to really see what is absolutely necessary with the story and what is stuff I can take out, as opposed to keeping everything precious. Like I could have done stuff with the Quisi thing where I could have trimmed it even a little bit more or a lot more. And then stuff with the Rosalba or that section where I could have trimmed it more as well, you know, to like really be able to like take the time, maybe like 10 minutes to be like, okay, what is it that is absolutely necessary and what is it that I can take out?
Right.
For me, that's a big thing. And being able to really lean into the unpredictability of the set and saying, okay, things aren't working in this regard. Okay, how can I adapt to that? So that's the biggest thing, is just being able to just, I guess, be more open to things happening as opposed to trying to control things, the things that aren't controllable.
Right.
Because I think that was a big mistake, was being like, oh, but that's not how it is in the boards, whatever. Because I think for me, I had it all laid out in a way that felt good.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like I have to be more proactive and thinking on the spot.
For sure.
And I think that's a quality I'm still trying to build. So that was a big takeaway.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, that's what indie filmmaking is, right?
For sure.
When you're on the time constraint and everything, and that's why all these professionals
Yeah.
have the recognition that they have now, like Nolan, you know, because he has all the time in the world,
And
you know?
and like even just seeing it exactly. No, exactly. It's like these guys are able to operate on a massive scale, on a massive budget.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's so much pressure that goes on with like the financing and even like the sets, and like there's so many things that they have to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
But I just have mad respect for them, because even just on this scale, I'm like, it was very stressful and overwhelming, but like it was a chance for me to break the ice and we realized, oh my God, like people like Guillermo del Toro, like all these guys have done all these movies and they keep going because they've developed this quality where they say, you know what? If shit's the fan, like someone breaks their leg and now they can't do a stunt, they don't just say, oh no, it's game over, that's it. It's like, okay, how can we go about it in a different way? And that was something I needed, this experience as a first time live action filmmaker, to be like, oh, okay, this shit's going to happen. And as long as I stay with the core of the story, it doesn't matter if things change.
Right.
Or get cut or whatever.
Oh yeah, love that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, man, that's hard. Cause like, I feel like I'm so like grateful that I was there from like beginning to like end. And like, I'm happy that you guys trusted me to be like an AD and then executive producer, and then like even trusting to be one of the actors. And like, it's kind of, it's funny. Cause like, I don't, like, a lot of people say they like my role, but I was like, I was there for like 2 minutes.
Nate has been a fan favorite. In case anyone, when Don Abel eventually gets down to you guys or whatever, he is a fan favorite everywhere we screened it. Top, I would say 80%. He was the favorite, even though he was there for 2 minutes, because he came in willing and with effort to give us everything he had in Nate's performance. Oh my God. Yesterday at Fullerton, when the 50 people that were in there, over half their favorite moment was Mancho.
Yeah, I was so nervous to do that role too because like I have to speak in Spanish. I'm not really a Spanish speaker. Like I know it and I could probably a little bit get by, but no, I can't. I can't speak Spanish. And they had me do the whole thing in Spanish, and like I even botched some words. He started laughing in the mic. Laugh in the mic.
That's funny.
Is it Gwen Stefani?
No, he said it's so funny.
No, that's the funny.
That's that does sound like Gwen Stefani, bro.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, no, it's
my god.
Yeah, your
That's
scene
great.
is definitely a highlight.
yeah, I'd even mean it for it to be a highlight, but it is a highlight. And I just, like I said, I was really grateful because I was trusted to do it, and then, you know, trusted to be his assistant director, and just, just really grateful because it taught me a lot of things too. Like, not just like just an assistant director role, but like in everything. Like, how should I write my stories? How should I organize my research and stuff? Because I even talked about it in a podcast I was in like a couple of weeks ago with another guy. His name's Noah.
Mhm.
He's also in Don Abel.
He's great.
And he talked to me, and I was like, oh, I learned a lot because like I don't do as much research as Miguel on my stories. So I was like, I want to do like more research into it and stuff. And I did that with Dancing Lady. Like I did a lot of like what a security guard does with like if they're armed or like armed security. What's the difference between them and regular? And then
that's great.
yeah, like I don't know. I just wanted to be. I guess it's more attention to detail. I guess. So I applied it a little bit, and then for the next one, I'm gonna apply it more. Like probably it doesn't work with the comedy, because how do you do research in the awkward robber with IBS?
How much does a normal person poop when they have IBS?
Yeah, that premise
research
is so
will be
funny.
really good.
And Robbie's like, I got a shit.
Yeah. Hold on.
Can I have a bowl cut?
Yes.
Or just like find like funny robbery stories and then see what comes up there.
Yeah. I'm gonna go on
Exactly.
TikTok.
That's gonna be so good.
See some robber stories or whatever. But yeah, no, that's it. Like I learned so much, not in one, like in multiple ways. So that's my takeaways.
That's
is how
awesome.
much learning I got in this.
That's great, dude. I appreciate that.
No problem, Miguel. How's that
In
good?
terms of learning on
I'm
my
talking to
end,
Miguel.
oh,
I'm just kidding.
in terms of learning on my end, I didn't really learn. I was more of, I got verification of what I already believed and had suspicions in about this crew, the talent, the level of competition and play they can play at. But there was this one moment, I'll never forget it. I'm on the balcony. We'd already done the fighting scene inside. This is before Quisi. So it's basically two fighting scenes. When I beat up all the henchmen and I beat up one of my old, whatever the guy, I won't tell you who it is, but then I beat up a singular guy who's a higher up and not a henchman.
The mini boss.
Yeah, the mini boss.
Yeah,
But don't give him too much, bro. So I took care of all the guys, and then I'm out on the balcony, and we're in between takes, and I'm gonna do a spin kick. It's where like I anchor my left leg and I hit him, I kick him in the head, and I'm chilling. They're getting the shot ready, whatever they're doing, I don't know. And I had this moment of tranquility, and I go, "This is the moment that people dream about. This moment right here, what we're doing now." Just because I just stood there and waited, and everyone, or you ever seen those things in the movie when someone's standing there and it's like slow motion, everyone's moving around?
Oh yeah.
I got this guy running around, getting shots ready, PAs, everything behind the scenes, all that. And I'm sitting there just waiting to say action so I can kick the guy in the head. And I go, dude, this is the moment the younger me prayed about. These are the moments people dream about. And some people get caught up in all this film stuff about, oh, I need to become on the big screen and all that. But if you really love story and you really love making movies, you can't help but to make a great film. And in that moment, and I already told myself going into Don Abel, I'm not going to get caught up in anything futuristic. It's going to be, I'm going to give Miguel everything I've got, which is why I trained 4 months. I was on a nutrition plan for months. Nathan's counting on me because, you know, he's trying to move up at work. Ronnie loves film, and dude, I got to give him something good to film. So as I told myself, I'm stepping back, and it's not about Vic. I'll play Don Abel. It's a fun character, but I'm going to give it everything I've got for everybody else. And that was my philosophy going in. I don't know if I said it out loud to them, but it's just who I am. I'm going to give them credit, and I'm going to give everyone effort just because I think it's a team project. Because as much as I'm the lead, everyone pulls from it to help them on their standpoint.
Yeah.
So I'm glad of that. So, sorry, what was the original question?
The
takeaway.
The takeaway.
Yeah, the biggest
Yeah,
takeaway
that's what I
from-
took away.
Yeah.
I took away knowing how great this crew is how talented.
Don't cry.
Oh.
No, I had hiccup.
Are you okay?
Oh.
Yeah,
Do
it
you
was
need
like
a
a
hug?
burp and a hiccup I wanted to do.
Oh,
A
interesting.
breakup.
And then
consolidate.
and then the only thing that the thing we want to
TQM.
touch upon, and remember we touched upon the gun safety. I'm sure we talked about it. A bunch
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
little
Yeah.
bells and whistles. I think we really evolved into a more
Team.
professional, it's
We have a
industry
system.
style
Yeah.
team, because it's not like ragtag. All right, just college kids go make a movie and meet at homie's house, right? We got there, protocol, shot list,
Yeah.
bang, bang, bang,
Team
and that
meeting.
comes from the expertise
Yeah.
of Nathan and other people that have worked on film. But Nate was a big anchor on this is how we do it on a real Hollywood
Yeah.
set,
Yeah.
and we mimic that. And
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but I think that we can rival a lot of those smaller commercial productions, a lot of those indie films. And if we just had money, and we already have the gear, we cut a lot of corners. Nate owns the cameras. He owns some cameras, focus pullers. Josh owns on the lighting. We're just paying money for what needs to be done. So we already have a built-in production
Yeah,
team.
it's
We can be really good. I
Yeah.
think we just need to give more effort.
Yeah.
But in that moment of tranquility, the true point of the thing I took away is this is the kind of the moments people dream about. These are the kind of things people wish for,
Mhm.
things people pray about. And we get caught up in the hustle and bustle of, oh, we got to get these 200 shots. If Ronnie took a second, be like, bro, we're really here making a movie, 100 miles an hour with my friends. And sometimes all you need is 20 seconds. And that got me through the day. And I had that peaceful moment. And then when we got to that crazy moment when we had a pivot, and I saw Miguel, and I go, Miguel, it's okay, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then everyone's all frantic. How do we do it? How do we do it? I was like, and it was so clear to me. Go to single cam, cover here, cover there, call it a day. It sucks, but we're gonna make it work.
We had to.
And,
Yeah.
and I go and going back to the last episode, Dan Davison, a great mentor of mine, just told me, Vic, we just make plays. We just find ways. I'm gonna find a way. I don't know, but I'm gonna find a way. And that's what I've lived by. And we didn't know how we were gonna finish, but I just believe we were gonna find a way. So there wasn't much worry in me. I was tired of shit though. I was on the balcony like this, on the floor of the balcony, and everyone, I'm bleeding, sweating, dehydrated.
fake
Fake
blood.
blood, yeah.
And I'm here. I'm like, and I said, help me up, Carletto. Whoever helped me, I think it was Carletto. Carletto's a great guy, by the way. We should have him on.
First AC.
And I said, let's mount up. Let's get ready to go because we're gonna find ways to win.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
And then the product speaks for itself. No one would notice we made that pivot. It looked good. It was smooth, and Miguel
Oh,
did
yeah.
everything he had.
The final product was amazing.
Everyone stepped up. I'm just so proud of this crew, and I'm so grateful of how much we gave. And I left nothing on the table. I left it all out there.
Mm-hmm.
And the next day, I remember I fall off the next day they said, no, don't lift, but it's just who I am. I want to go lift the next day.
I think
Yeah.
I did that too.
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
because we were in
So
such
it's
a high
relaxing.
motion.
Yeah.
Very relaxing.
I'm sorry, I've been going on for too long, but that was a very important question for me.
I'm
Of
glad.
course.
I'm
And then,
very glad you said that, Vic, because
yeah,
you never
of
said that
course.
before.
No,
Yeah.
no, but
Um,
sometimes you got to give it up to the people and give it all up to God. At the end of the day, what we did before that last day, though, and what I know, this is actually, I'm going to keep going because this is a great point, the biggest point of the podcast. Let me re-engage.
Well,
Everyone listen.
listening up.
So Ariani and I had this great idea probably right before Mexico. We saw something. I saw something on somewhere is people were praying before the thing. So before the first day, Ariani led a prayer, and then the second day, I led the prayer to give us everything. And I said, I forgot what the prayer said because it was like whatever it said for 2 minutes. It was like, give us the strength, etc. Help us push through, overcome. And that was the prayer at the beginning. And I think in that moment, God always works in mysterious ways. He's never going to give you the easy path to something beautiful and great like this film product. He put us through the ringer. Why? To make it worth it, right? We expected this movie. Let's make this movie go well. How is it going to go well? It's not going to be all sunshine and rainbows. And, with the rose-colored glasses, we went through, I think we went through hell and back on that day with the heat, the strain, the
Yeah.
shot count. We were put through the ringer because God knew we were a capable team. And we could have folded. And he knew we were going to go down the deep end. And I think the devil wanted us to fold. All us throwing the towels. We can't get this film done. But God carried us through. He wasn't going to give us nothing we couldn't handle. And dude, if you really go back and think 200 shots with lighting, with different camera setups, actors, makeup, no one can do that. That was impossible. But I think God wanted to test us as a crew to set us up for the next thing. And whatever we did on Don Abel was going to take us to the next level.
Yes.
Right? And if you really step back and look at that day, when what really went down and what happened, it was beautiful. Those are the kind of things, the kind of days you tell your grandchildren about. And you can bet your ass I'm gonna tell my grandkids about that day. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I guess now that it's like closer to like
Also, I have to pee soon.
All right, you gotta wrap this up, Nate.
Well, look, hey, we got 20 minutes left.
Keep going. I'm gonna be a fucking man
You
about
better,
it.
you better hold it
Well,
in, bro.
it depends, I guess. Depends on how we feel. But I mean, going into, I guess now post, because like I mean, they're like that's what happens after the movie's done. How long?
Oh, that's a big piece, bro.
Yeah, it's a
We
big
need
piece,
that.
important piece. How
Yeah.
long did it take to get an assembly cut from you guys? Because you guys were editing. I know you're an assistant editor, Ronnie. But how long did it take to get that first assembly cut?
I got that done quick. I pumped out an assembly
Time.
cut within, I would say,
Time.
total hours, 2 days, but like maybe not even like maybe like a day
A day. Okay.
assembly.
That's insane.
30
A day
minutes.
to get an assembly cut.
But
for
maybe I'll do it like 12 hours, 10 hours. I'm a psychopath.
psychopath.
I sat down and I said, I'm gonna find a way to get this done.
Do you like touch grass at all?
What do you mean touch grass? I coach football. Why would I not touch grass?
But that's fake grass.
That's fake.
No, but then I go to the field next door, which is real grass.
Oh, what if it's not real? How
What
do
does
you
that
know?
mean? Does that mean
That's like a
Do you
saying.
go outside?
Like when someone's
Yeah.
cracked in Fortnite, do they touch grass? Like we
Like-
see that.
No, those losers don't touch grass. Why did they beat us? Why did we lose to them? Are we getting beat up by like little 12-year-olds and whatnot? I don't know. Our sorority girls whipping our ass in Fortnite. but the rough timeline. The
Yeah.
timeline was Miguel and I. Miguel had a lot of the creative direction, and I was just the muscle. So I did the assembly best I could, and then Miguel took over with a lot of the fine tuning.
Right.
And then we did a drop. I taught Miguel the basics of audio levels, which he was able to flush and get it done. And then a lot of the tuning. So it was like a assembly cut day, a tune day, a tweak day, and then an audio day, which is all flush. So I would say we spent a little more time editing. I should have written down the exact days, but it is way less than any Hollywood editor, any less time than anybody you would buy. Just because it was ours, we wanted to get it done. We wanted to be diligent. We wanted to get it done right. So,
Yeah.
like, I've edited. Dude, last time remember we did what was that movie? Fourth and Goal. That was 7 weeks from, or 7 or 8 weeks from ideation to final product.
Mm.
So, and that was an
And that
hour
came out
40.
really good.
It was
Wow.
2 hours. We cut it to an hour and a half, right? And then we did the other one, which is 2.5 hours, which is way too long. But for a 30-minute film that was already script based, and I think documentaries are tougher to edit just because you got to figure out what finds the way. You already have the boards. Miguel drew 500 storyboards and thumbnails. I'm gonna use those. Bang, 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 bang. Done.
Yeah.
Tuned it, and then the thing that took longer was honestly the effects that Miguel did. All the gunshots with Ronnie, the overlays Miguel handled, the halation Miguel handled, and then the export settings. So basically the bells and whistles and the polish at the end took the longest.
Yeah, I mean that usually it is
sure,
the most
yeah.
annoying part because you have the cut already done, and then like what else to do besides cutting this, fine tuning this, but then you gotta get the sound effects. You gotta make sure it matches like in there, and like it's like all these little things that are so annoying. Like we're doing that with Dancing Lady right now.
Yeah.
It's like why is this taking longer than that? Damn, it's just so
You know,
annoying.
how long did the trailer take? I thought it took us like 3 hours to do the trailer max.
It was quick. Yeah.
It was like
Yeah.
maybe like an hour and a half.
And it was a good trailer.
It's because the
That was
movie
a
was
really
already
good trailer.
edited, and then from there we just were able to compile
Right.
clips that we felt like were good for the trailer, and then Victor cooked, and then we came out with the trailer.
And also workflow.
yeah.
This is the big advice that Ronnie taught me. I think Ronnie taught me that is when you're
the
editing,
dogs.
it is. I used to put everything on one master timeline. You got to have your master, but don't touch it yet. You go into every sequence. So every sequence is gonna be a scene.
Yeah.
So then you have 11, and you're only working in pods of timelines. Scene 1 in Mexico, and not even that's all Mexico. The part at my auntie's house, then the part when I beat up the college kid, then the church only. And when you're done, and you finished it, then you throw it all into your master timeline because then you can flush everything.
Yep.
So do all the audio tuning in your own timeline.
And you also had a composer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Whoa,
they
he
had a
was-
composer, Terry and David.
Terry.
I let's
Those guys are insane.
Miguel, you want to tackle all the composer stuff, dude? Because those guys
That's
were
part
different.
of post. So talk about that. And
But
then we
Miguel
can,
dealt with all of them, bro. He was the
Yeah.
one on point with a lot of the music. Music was all Miguel.
Yeah. So obviously the editing stuff was very fun, and since Victor had already been editing for so long, it just made everything quick. But then when it came down to the music, we've been collaborating with this great guy Terry Kim, who Josh knows through work at Knott's, and he has a friend named David Rodriguez who he's Colombian, and so it kind of made sense because he's like Latino adjacent, right? Or he's like a Mexican adjacent. And so I reached out to them and was like, hey, I want to make this score that's like 70s, like cheesy action kind of. And I remember meeting with them, and we had extensive conversations about like what it is that I want, being able to try to guide them in a way that felt right. And then they also presented really great ideas as well that they felt were good. And they were just really down for it. It was just awesome. And then I think a few weeks maybe went by after I'd met with them. I think this was as we were editing as well. So like we weren't having to wait for anything. And then they came back with a temp track to the Don Abel theme, and I remember I just lost my mind because they like delivered on such a.
We were at Disney when we saw that, right?
No, I think it was at the OC Fair.
It was the OC Fair. Yeah.
It was at the OC Fair. I'm like, guys, I think we got the track, and I started playing it, and I'm like, oh my god, it's so good. They cook so much, and that's another form of artistry in and of itself. We of course are artists and we make our own things, but to work with music, because I think before then we had worked with them a little bit, but this was like being able to actually have a composer compose many minutes worth of music. And then that process I think took like a few months, because then they'd give us little chunks. They give us.
I don't know why
I'm trying to stay focused.
There we go.
No, it's all good.
I'm just having so much fun with you guys on this podcast. It's like it's so fun.
Of course, it's
I'm
great.
laughing. I'm sorry. Let me calm down.
Why are you looking away?
I don't know what's happening.
I don't know what's happening either.
You have to see the camera.
You have to see it to believe it. Go on YouTube and watch
understand.
it. This is great. And so that process took like a few months, and it was just awesome. Like, I think just being able to talk to everybody and just try to understand what each person does. Obviously, Ronnie, Nate, and Victor, but they cook so hard, and like it was just such a treat getting to see like the different scores or the different pieces of music. And then they ended up just doing a great job. So shout out to David and Terry.
Yeah.
And then actually, before I forget, I just want to take a moment to thank the every crew individually, like every crew member individually. Just because
do it.
I feel like just none of these things would be possible without like just the crew. And then obviously like the people here are the core crew, they're my family. But I just want to thank Emily, right? And then Joe, Nate's cousin, who's the DP. Josh, obviously, who's the tech here, but he's also the gaffer. And then we had a script supervisor, Cade Hamilton. Shout out to him. Camera assistants, Luke and Andrew Corletto. Obviously, Elijah, Key Grip. And then we have grips, Alex Morper, Kai Sharkey, Kevin, and then not that guy. Fuck that guy. He didn't do anything. And then
Which guy?
I'm not gonna name him. You know what I'm talking about.
I don't.
And then he's a great guy. He seems nice. And then Steven, who plays one of the characters, he was stunt coordinator. And then we have sound mixer Joshua Knopfler, sound utility Gabriel Montoya, and then my sister who did wardrobe, Vic Luong and Lisa Fan as prop masters, and then Armin Señeres as our production and set designer. And then we have Gracie Mateja and Leah Weed, who were the set design.
It's Reed.
It's Reed?
Yeah.
I swear they
It
said it was
has to be weed.
You know, it's Reed.
No, they've told me it's
They told me it was weed. Unless they were lying.
Her last name is Reed.
Unless they were joking around. They probably
fucking with
they
me.
probably
then.
joked around
On
about it.
Instagram, it says Leah Reed.
They told me weed in person.
Well,
But
I was
multiple-
It
confused
has
too.
to be a
I-
joke. It has to be
It's
an
a
inside
joke.
joke with them.
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay, Leah Reed. Please correct me, Leah, if I'm wrong.
Unless
and
it's
then-
Reed.
No, I don't know. You were fucking with me, dude. And then we have Ivan Hernandez, who did special effects. So shout out to him. And then we have and then Anthony Nguyen, who did BTS, which is great. And then Riley, shout out to Riley. Riley was in the trenches as well, like doing the slate and then just making sure that everything was called out. Good energy there. And then we have Madison, who was one of our PAs. So shout out to them. So obviously, great crew, very young crew, but like very motivated and also very, very, very professional too. So I just wanted to thank them because honestly, like I'm just
As
so
usual.
grateful. Yeah.
And then also
They
going
need
to
to get
that
some
crew, they were so great, but they also said they loved being on Don Abel. That's a credit to you and the culture you created, Miguel as the leader. But they said to this day that was probably the most fun I've had on a set. And I think that starts from the leadership and the energy. And I think the ground rules we laid at the beginning. I remember when Miguel talked to him initially, they knew it was a higher level thing. Or when I pulled a few of them, I go, this is a Disney animator that's running this film. This isn't like, a student film. We got to be on our P's and Q's. We got to lock the fuck in.
Right.
And they all stepped up at the highest professional level. And the truth is, they're young college kids. Like one of the guys is 19, 20 years old still.
Yeah.
So for them to step up and be as professional as they were being a 21, 20-year-old kid, like I was a jackass. So them to step up and be that on point is amazing. So credit to everyone on that list because a lot of them are pretty young.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess to almost end this, we could talk about one more thing, which is the showcase that we had for Don Abel.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
You didn't say it in the mic.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
But yeah, basically there was a showcase, and I only, it's not me that led it. It was Victor and Miguel. But there was a showcase we had for Don Abel that was like the last thing that was in the showcase, and there was my film Stalker and a couple of other films from the people that were on the set. We basically did like a showcase for all of them to show the work, and we invited like a whole bunch of people to come watch at a Starlight Cinema in Long Beach. And Victor, why did you decide to do a showcase instead of just an individual premiere?
Well, yes, two things. One, I believe that we should always give other filmmakers the platform to display their work, and that was the big thing. And so towards the end, I took my foot off the editing, and Miguel handled a lot of the late editing because I was focusing on the showcase, reaching out, getting people to submit. So we got submissions from Chapman, Long Beach, et cetera, et cetera. So I wanted to do the showcase to one, not only just play it on Abel, but to give other people a platform. And also to make it an event, make it something like a mini festival, and people really liked it. It was fun. It was just an idea I had, and one, we're gonna play Don Abel, and we gotta show people some love,
Definitely.
And I think it went well. And there was, what was the other thing you led up to? The show.
I was just talking about the showcase. Like, what was the reason? And like, I asked both of you, so like, you guys could answer like why you wanted to do the showcase.
Yeah, and also remember, I was more backgroundy. Obviously, I was a character on it, but Miguel was the director, so the directors all got a chance to speak at the end. And it was also the younger guys step up their work. Also, networking. There's a lot of opportunities there to network. So I think it's more of a community building. And I've always had this thing with obviously working at the school, coaching, community building, team building, fostering, stretching your hand out and giving someone an opportunity, because one day someone's going to give you an opportunity. So I've always been big on that. The film festivals where I met Ronnie, Steve, Luke, mimicking that at another level. So if I'm going to give you one answer, I just go with community, family, team building.
I like that, Victor. Good response.
Thank you.
Miguel, anything to add to that, to the showcase?
Yeah, so kudos to Victor for doing that. I think it was such a relieving experience in the sense that all this work that we've been doing together to put the movie together, film it, edit it, right? And then my question is the movie good? Like, is the movie entertaining? Donnie, I mean, all the other films were incredible too. All the short films that were presented as well. So once I actually got to see people's reactions to the movie, thankfully it was the reaction that I wanted, and it was just such a, I don't know, it just made everything really worth it in the end, because not only was it the story, but also just the work that everyone put in. And it just like that for me was so gratifying, was to know that like all of your guys' work was on screen and people enjoyed it. And that's all I cared about. And I was overwhelmed with like joy, just because up to that point I lived in the movie so long that I didn't even know if it was good anymore. That's just the nature of making anything, is that you question everything at this point, because you're breaking down the basic like most microscopic thing, and then even then you're like, I don't even know this is good anymore.
We couldn't watch it anymore, Miguel. We had to step away for a while, and
like,
yeah.
Like I still enjoyed watching it, but then it got to a point where like, is it just me that likes it because I made it, or is it is it like actually good? Like, is it like, because for me, I want it to be, with all the work that we put into it, like, is it actually something that people enjoy? And thankfully it was, and I was very appreciative of that.
And also for the people that are listening or watching, the more technical thing, if anyone's ever interested in showing stuff, you reach out to the theater, email, you book it. But what we did also is like these movie posters, the Stalker one, that one was also screened. I wanted to, Miguel and I paid this all out of pocket too. The posters gives them something to have. We printed some smaller posters, so we get everybody in the theater got a Don Abel poster and a Stalker poster because they chose to buy those. So it was, along with the community building, it's also reaching out, getting your brand known out there. Now someone's got your movie poster up in the room or in a box somewhere when they can see it down the road. So it's very doable. It's just got to be a little bit of elbow grease, like I said, being proactive and calling if that's what you want to do. Then they have a screening test. We tested all the audio, all the films. We had some formatting issues, reformatting, so we handled all that. So there was more to it. But along with that, the big one Miguel noticed is getting feedback. Since we were so numb to it, seeing the response also gave us a good direction, because then we edited a couple things too after the fact to then improve.
Yep.
So then yeah. And that's pretty much it for me on my end. And we had popcorn.
Yeah.
Can't forget that.
And we're gonna have popcorn at night too.
Yeah, because we're watching Undertone. But that's it. That's it for Don Abel Part 2.
Wow.
I really hope you guys all, I mean, there's festivals and stuff, but we can't get into that because it's private. We can't say
That
anything
is
about
true.
it.
We can
can't
tell them we
announce-
got into one, but just not which one.
Well, you already said it.
Oh
Yeah.
No, you didn't say it though. You're fine.
You got into. They got into one. So
We
And-
can't
and a
say
big
which
one.
yeah.
Can I guess it?
Yeah,
No.
I guess it. You wouldn't, bro. There's thousands of festivals you would never guess, bro.
I pause and I'm like, wait.
You probably won't even come up with the continent, bro.
Anyway,
But there are festivals all over the world.
But is there any
his main
ending talking things you want to say about Don Abel before we end it here?
Don Abel, a story of grit, passion, determination, and overcoming. And
A
I
lot
think that is what we needed, and that is a story of life in itself. The production of Don Abel is about fighting, overcoming, and believing in yourself, putting your faith in one another, reaching out, covering each other's weaknesses, and boosting each other's strengths. And that's what Don Abel was about. And then giving it all up to God because Jesus loves you. Give it all up to God. That's what I dedicated my performance to for Don Abel.
Thank you, Victor.
Thank you.
Well, why are you getting up?
Where are you going? we didn't end yet.
Last performance. I'm sorry.
I know, but we're not
Okay.
like.
Oh, sorry.
everyone-
Continue.
He doesn't care about anyone else's thoughts.
I guess we just ended there then.
Okay.
I guess so. Yeah. That's
End it
it.
there. All right, guys.
Bye.
Have a great one. Bye. Bye.
I gotta urine.